Bada bing, bada boom. Social Inform Media.
This story comes to us from WAVY.com, wavy.com. This is one with a law enforcement officer, well, two law enforcement officers were involved, and it's things that make you go, what the? The words from a James City County police officer to 911 were, I thought he was going to blanking rape me. That's right. He screamed at 911 shortly after allegedly shooting Sergeant Christopher Gibson outside of Williams Bar in January. And of course, we're talking about Officer Michael Rusk. Michael Rusk is facing charges in connection to the January 2023 shooting, which investigators initially said happened as a result of a verbal argument after a night of drinking. The 911 call made by Michael Rusk, however, along with surveillance video exclusively obtained by 10 on your side, shows another side of the story. Now, Rusk's family and lawyers agree the evidence makes a case for self-defense after they say he suffered unwanted sexual advances from his superior officer. The call was made in the early hours of January 25th outside the bar on Scotland Street in Williamsburg, Virginia, where Michael Rusk shot Sergeant Gibson. Now, Rusk immediately calls, states his name and badge number to the 911 dispatcher before saying, I shot Sergeant Gibson. I pulled a gun on him because he was blanking advancing on me. Rusk's dad tells 10 on your side his son had been the subject to unwanted sexual advances from Gibson for about a year prior to the shooting. How many harassment complaints has he made against his superior? That's going to be the real tell. Now, Jason Rusk, I guess that's his father, said, we just kind of wrote it off as a superior looking after his subordinate. But it started to get creepy. He would just show up out of nowhere on streets where Michael's girlfriends lived. There was extremely inappropriate touching, the stalking, the grooming. So Rusk claims his son reported the behavior to others in the police department, but was written off. Did he report it to HR? A Freedom of Information Act by 10 on your side requesting a history of any complaints filed against Sergeant Gibson within the department was denied. Wow, really? They denied it for you? Multiple attempts to reach Gibson for comment were unreturned. Well, is he still in the hospital? On the 911 call, Rusk tells the dispatcher he tried to deny Gibson's advances. He says, I told him no, and he just kept going. I told him to stop, he kept going. I thought he was going to rape me. No means no, Sergeant Gibson. Now, the two are seen hours before the shooting on surveillance video. At first, they are sitting across from one another at a table. Then Gibson moves around to the other side, so he's sitting next to Rusk. That's a little creepy. That's when Gibson reaches for Rusk's hand under the table. The advance is met with hesitation from the younger officer. Who are these two cops? The video then shows the two leaving the bar just about an hour before the shooting. Gibson puts his hand on Rusk's shoulder. You see Rusk forcefully push him off and put a finger in his face before walking away. One of Rusk's lawyers, Peyton Akers, said, if our client was a female, this case would be drastically different. It's a clear self-defense issue, and it's very unfortunate that the narrative that's out there isn't the narrative that's going to come to light at trial. If this goes to trial, I believe the 911 will play a major role in our client's innocence. So he's saying, because a guy is making complaints against a guy, people are going to go, ho, 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 ho. But if it was a woman making complaints against the guy, everybody would have her back. That's what he's saying. Which, I don't know, he might have a point. Rusk's family hopes the new evidence will get his son's charges dropped. That's the video. Said, if I had a daughter in the same position as my son, we wouldn't even be here. They would have listened. We would have an innocent person fighting for their freedom. We wouldn't have an innocent person fighting for their freedom. Now, Michael Rusk has been on unpaid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation was being conducted by Williamsburg Police. And both Williamsburg Police Department and James City Council Police Department declined to offer comment for the story. So the two police departments are involved. Prosecutors are not returning calls for comment either. But the thing is, he's on unpaid administrative leave because he shot his sergeant, and there's surveillance video showing his sergeant was advancing on him, and he's like, stop it. But when you get a cop that shoots an unarmed regular civilian, or beats somebody down who's handcuffed, they get paid administrative leave. But this guy shoots this sergeant who was advancing on him. He gets unpaid administrative leave. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's a police sergeant. Maybe because he was unarmed. Who knows? You tell me.